Okay, let's take this 1983-84 Mercedes 280 SL for a spin. Warning lights come up. Starts nicely. I've done 175 miles on this now. We took it in part exchange yesterday. Enjoyed a fast run down the M6 from Manchester in it. Drove really nicely actually. Okay, into D, and off we go. What can I tell you about this? Engine starts on the button, no misfiring, hesitancy or overheating at all. Ran beautifully smooth, say, down the motorway. Gearbox and torque converter are very nice. Actually had, according to the history, the gearbox and torque converter were removed and overhauled at about 18,000 miles ago, about 4 or 5 years ago, so they're still in good shape. All the drivetrain feels nice and solid all round. The usual Mercedes solidity on this one, even though obviously you've got detachable hard top. The top itself isn't rattling or squeaking or anything. Brakes nicely, steers nicely with its power steering. All I can criticise it on to drive is it's had a replacement exhaust about 3 years ago, and I suspect the joint between the exhaust itself and the bottom of the manifold might need slight tightenings when it's especially when it's cold. It sounds slightly louder than it should do, not aggressively so, and certainly it's only just been MOT'd, and the MOT people weren't concerned about it. But it just feels, I've just got out of a 280 CE, so it's got the same engine, and this feels sort of slightly louder than perhaps it should be. Certainly it can't really hear from inside, but just from outside. Anyway, off we go. Not the fastest sports car you'll find, but nice and smooth all the same. It's 25 years old now, and it still looks and feels like a sort of 4 or 5 year old one from that point of view. So 158,000 miles. Tracking is pretty good, or possibly half a degree off to the left. I think we'll say the tracking is probably half a degree off to the left to be on the safe side. Specification in here, we've got electric front windows and electric passenger mirror. This one's from the days when Mercedes thought it was the height of decadence to have an electric driver's mirror. The 4-speed automatic transmission. It's got a radio CD in it with electric area, which all works nicely, although I haven't got it in today. In front of us here we've got the combination gauge with fuel gauge, temperature gauge, economy meter and oil pressure gauge there. A speedo in front of us, rev counter and clock there, all of which all work fine. Off we go. Just trying to think of anything else I can find that was amiss. Yes, I was trying. Oh yes, the dash lights, all of them seem to be out. So I suspect as they're all out, it is just a fuse that's packed up. All the gauges and warning lights are all still working. It's just the back lights aren't coming on. And the other thing is the central locking isn't working. That's really about your lot, I think. You know, it feels very solid on the road. Goes down the road nicely. It's had 2 lady owners for the past I think 15-16 years. I know it's been there's an awful lot of bills and stuff with it, things like that in history. But overall, nice 280 SL. A couple of slight groans from the suspension there as I was going around the corner. I think it's not the suspension, actually. I think it's probably one of the exhaust mounts. It's not as tight as it should be. Go up to the side. That's about it, really. My name's Simon. You can reach me on 0771 906 9353 or in the office on 0118 946 3352 if you've got any issues or queries that you want to discuss with regard to the car. End.